Welcome back inside the coach room. Hey, I'm really sorry that this is coming out so late. It's not easy to get from Raleigh, North Carolina, out to Las Vegas, Nevada. It's a long day. So we're a little late on getting these clips out. But let's look at game two. Game two was a little bit more like what I expected. A little bit tighter defensively, tighter through the neutral zone, and there weren't as many offensive opportunities. So let's do what we do here. Let's go to the video and let's see how these goals were created in game two. This one starts off only under 7 minutes left to go in this period, and you're going to see first Marner, great defensive play, keeping the puck away from the ice. That's what Vegas does. They keep the puck away from that area of the ice in the defensive zone. Stankoven throws the puck at the net. Hart makes the save, and now you got to look at Howden. Howden sees that Karlsson's going to get possession of the puck, and he leaves the zone. He flies his zone, leaves his zone early. But what he didn't plan on is all this pressure on Karlsson from Carolina, doing what they do. Hall and Stankoven, this kind of pressure along the wall creates a turnover. Stankoven bumps the puck back in the zone, and then Marner gets the puck. Marner's feeling pressure, as you do when you're playing against Carolina. You get this kind of pressure. So Marner throws the puck out into the neutral zone and tries to create races in the neutral zone. That's one of the ways Vegas has been able to get out of their zone and create offense is by creating these kind of races out in the neutral zone. So Marner flips it out into the neutral zone, and now it's a race. And it's a battle between Howden and Walker. I mean, this is a physical one-on-one battle. Could there be penalties? Yeah, maybe. Maybe on both sides, holding and grabbing. But Howden's able to break free, and he's able to put this one by Anderson, and it's 1-0 Vegas. All on that gaining space and winning those races through the neutral zone. And when you see it from here, as this puck gets flipped up, you're going to see this battle. I mean, it's a big, tough battle between Howden. Howden's able to push off Walker, and he's able to put this one by, and it's 1-0 Vegas. So how do they make it 2-0? This is going to be, the power play is just winding down for the Vegas Golden Knights, and Vegas is changing. And this is unusual when you get this much time and you're getting the puck going up the ice. Carolina had the puck up the ice often on their penalty kill. Matter of fact, they outshot Vegas on their penalty kill 2-1. And Vegas was 0 for 4 and had one shot. So Aho puts this one into Anderson, and they blocked a ton of shots for Vegas. As this puck goes into the corner, again, we talk about still on the penalty kill. But Blake's not treating it like it's a penalty kill. Carolina doesn't go this aggressive on the penalty kill, not on F1. They're great at their blue line, but they have their F1 coming up higher at the top of the circle. But Blake's thinking this power play is almost over. I'm going to attack. So Blake attacks. And when he does that, just like we saw in the first goal, Hannafin's going to flip this puck out into the neutral zone and trying to create races. This time Stankoven, puck goes just off his glove. He just misses this puck. This play could have been dead and going back the other way, but it gets by Stankoven. And now you've got to look at the battle that happens here. This is what the aggressive play of the Carolina Hurricanes creates. It creates opening behind. So Nikishin and Stankoven both go to Barbashev. And when they do that, they create a lane in the middle of the ice. And Slavin, he's got to get over in the middle of the ice. Slavin's got to be in the middle of the ice between the two dots. He needs what we call it ice balance. He's got to be in the middle of the ice, especially when you see Howden start to come through the middle. But Slavin's momentum is carrying him to the outside. His stride takes him this way. So when Barbashev delivers this puck to Howden, Howden's got a clear lane right through the middle of the ice. That's what allows him to get a step on Slavin. He beats Slavin, and he's able to put this puck by Anderson. When you see how he's able to put his hand out, get his hand underneath the stick of Slavin, he's not holding. He's just pushing it aside, and it's really good. Look at the body position. He pushes Slavin to the outside so Slavin can't get his stick on his puck, and he's able to get by Anderson. You see Howden get by Slavin on this side. Look how tight this shot is. Look how little room he has to slide that by Anderson, making this 2-0 Howden with both the goals. Vegas takes the 2-0 lead all the way into the third period. So now it's under 10 minutes to go. Carolina is starting to put some pressure on in this third period. They're keeping pucks in the zone. They're getting more shots on goal, and this goes down to a faceoff. Vegas wins this faceoff. Under 10 minutes to go, a team defending incredibly well. They just need to ride the clock out. This battle between Howden and Stankoven, Stankoven's able to outmuscle Howden and get positioning and get quicker on the puck. But I got to watch Marner and Anderson. Marner's flying the zone, just like we've seen on the first two goals, where he's trying to get to the neutral zone. They're trying to get pucks to the neutral zone and win these races. Marner's head down. He's no doubt this is a weak side play, and Marner's driving. Anderson needs to pick this puck up and do one of three things. Direct play to Marner, although that's a tough play for him with the defenseman right on top of him. It's a hard rim so he can beat the battle to the inside, or just like we've seen already in this game, flip the puck out into the neutral zone. But Anderson doesn't do that. Anderson holds on to the puck. He's feeling the pressure from Stankoven, and Stankoven doesn't let him off the hook. Pushes him off the puck, gets full possession of this puck, and then drives the net. And you can see all of the Vegas forwards were starting to get to the other side of the ice because they're thinking, weak side out. So everybody's over there, which allows Stankoven to drive to the net. And you got to see how close this is. So look at Anderson. He sees Marner going. This is the play. Just get the puck up the ice. But he can't. He gets pushed off the puck. Stankoven drives the net. And you got to see what happens with Loizon here as this one gets tighter. When he gets in behind, just his foot gets in the way and just rides up the stick of Hart. It's tight. And it's 2-1. Now the crowd's into it. Now things are changing. In the third period, just a few minutes later, 200 feet from the net. 200 feet in net. Another faceoff win for Vegas. Another puck on Anderson's stick. And easy plays. There's all kinds of easy plays for Anderson. Make the play. Put the puck in behind the net. Throw the puck at the net. Anything. But he doesn't do that. He holds on to the puck, and he runs into Barbashev. So when you run into Barbashev, that allows the Carolina Hurricanes to get on this puck, create a turnover, and get the puck going up the other way of the ice. Now, Dorofeev lost his stick in this battle, so he doesn't have a stick, so he cannot defend. Anderson pushes this puck up. Now, Carolina is doing what we saw Vegas do. They're going to blow the zone with Carrier, and they're going to get the puck up into the neutral zone. Another flip out into the neutral zone, which is one way to beat this neutral zone pressure by both teams. Here's the goal scorer, Jankowski. He's at the hash marks. So Jankowski gets up the ice, and now it's another foot race. There's Dorofeev going for a stick, but everything's okay. It's a 2-on-2. Anderson's got Carrier. He's got to take him. It's 1-up, but now Loizon comes over, and here's where the problem comes in. It's 2-on-2 with a back checker. Everything should be fine for Vegas. The numbers are all there. Everything is fine, but everybody goes to the puck again. So here, first of all, this could be a penalty. Holding. I don't see the referee's arms. They may be up, but he grabs him, throws him down to the ice. And the puck, as Carey's going down, he's able to bump this puck to Jankowski. It's a heck of a play. As he's falling down, he's able to bump this puck to Jankowski. Jankowski's got to step on Anderson because Anderson's going to the puck again. Instead of taking the player to the net that he's supposed to defend, he doesn't do that. Gives Jankowski some room, and he's able to put this one by Hart. And now it's 2-2. And you see how tight this is at the that's pretty aggressive. And look at this play by getting Carrier off his stick, getting it to Jankowski, and this shot over the shoulder is fantastic. Just puts it off the glove, and Hart can't get a handle on that one. Now I want to talk about this disallowed goal because this is the momentum changer in this game. It's 2-2. Barbashev with the wrap. And I just want to talk through what I see as the video coach. In the National Hockey League, 20 years, I made these calls, and now you see Anderson covering the puck. I thought the referee was saying that the whistle blew or it was an attempt to blow the whistle and the play is dead. If he would have said that, this play is over, there's nothing to challenge, he meant to blow the whistle, and this play is over. But that's not how they ruled it on the ice. They ruled this no goal due to goalie interference. And when you see Barbashev's stick in here, first of all, look at the bend on that stick. His stick is bent. He is pushing all his might, trying to get underneath this glove of Anderson and push this puck in. And when you do that, and when you put that kind of force in on a puck that's covered by a goaltender, whether you move his leg, his arm, or his pad, it's no goal. And I know Tortorella says he doesn't move. I know he says that there is no push on that. But when you see this puck from all of these different angles, there is a push. And he does get his hand in there, and he does get his stick in there, and he does get his stick underneath the glove. Now, if he can get that first shot off, it's fine. But he's pushing. And to me, that play is dead. And at that point, when that play is dead, then you have to blow the whistle, or he cannot push him in and force this glove. And you can see his stick in here underneath, pushing him in. To me, this is goalie interference. I'm not throwing the flag if I'm the Vegas Golden Knight video guy, but I am not the Vegas Golden Knight video guy. And they may have seen something or saw this differently than I saw it, but I'm not challenging that play for interference. And why does it matter? Because it's going to end up and a power play for the Carolina Hurricanes. And we could see, I want to show you how they're attacking this flank. And this is what we call the flank or the half wall for the Carolina Hurricanes, and see what's happening on that wall. We saw both the forward and the defenseman flex up. It's going to matter here in a little bit. So as Gostisbehere plays catch back and forth with the half wall, you can see the forwards trying to block this pass, got the stick in the lane. Unfortunately, moves it just enough so Gostisbehere can get the puck. And as Gostisbehere attacks, you're going to see what's going to happen later and the game-winning goal. So remember this. This forward is flexing out to cover this one-time pass. So if Gostisbehere makes this pass, this forward's flexing out to help defend that play. But Gostisbehere throws it at the net because he's Staal in front. Staal gets a stick on this one, and Carolina takes the 3-2 lead. So it's 3-2, empty net for Vegas. I'm not going to break this much down because it's a 6-on-5 with too many men. But Chatfield, when Chatfield's got the puck on his stick and he's trying to release this puck, and you got to look at what happens to Martinook. Martinook drives this lane. Martinook's there first. He beats this play to the wall. If this is a hard rim and Chatfield gets everything on this, Martinook's get a stick on puck and he's going to dump this out, and this play is dead. But the puck doesn't. The puck gets stuck along the snow. There's end of the period. There's so much snow along the wall, and he can't get it around the wall quickly. So that allows Dorofeev to get inside position and keep this puck on the ice. That's how this puck stays in on this play, because the inability for Chatfield to get a really hard rim on this. You see Stone in front of the net, so as this puck gets delivered from Marner, as he attacks this zone, he gets pressure from Carolina, and this is a really good move, as he's able to pull away from that pressure and look. And he finds that lane between the two checkers of the Carolina Hurricanes and deliver this puck to the net. This puck gets all the way through, and Stone's able to bat that one in, tying the game late in the third period. Now let's go to overtime. And this is where I talked about how the penalty killers play this play for the Vegas Golden Knights. Aho has the puck along the half wall. You can see the forward, again, flexing over to this side, trying to deny that pass, getting up high in the zone. But Aho is able to make this play back. And one of the things you have to look at is all three Carolina Hurricanes are low. There is nobody in the bumper position. We call that middle player the bumper. And that's who Eichel should be covering, is the bumper. If there's a player in the bumper, that's Eichel's responsibility now until the puck goes up and across, which is what happens. So here's Eichel. No bumper. He's got nobody to defend there. And we saw on the earlier play how that forward flexed out to the one-time opportunity. He's got to flex out. He's got to flex out to Jarvis. There's nobody here he's defending. There's nobody in the bumper position that he's trying to defend. So he's got to flex out on the one-time option from Jarvis. He doesn't. Not only does he not flex out, he doesn't move. And I tell you what, Gostisbehere sold the shot so much that the forward in the high slot that creeped out to the ball position now jumps. That's how much he faked this shot. And that also caught all of the Vegas Golden Knights flat-footed. So as this gets delivered to Jarvis, we've got to have something. Eichel doesn't get there, so now you've got to have a D flex out. You can't let Jarvis just pound this, and what you do is you do a rotation. The net front D flexes out, this D flexes back to cover the front of the net, all because Eichel doesn't flex over to get Jarvis. That's what creates that opening. That's what allows Jarvis to take this shot. That's what allows Carolina to win this game in overtime. But one more thing I want to show you from behind. I want you to keep an eye on Eichel and watch Eichel from here. You can't have all four of your penalty killers in that lane. Nobody's out on flexing out here or here. So he's got one-timer either side, and they're not defending either side of that. They're just clogging up the middle, and that's what allows Jarvis to get this. But I did one more thing. I wanted to make sure I was right on how they're playing this play with this forward. So I went back through the playoffs, and I watched the Vegas Golden Knights and how they defended this. And you're going to see, here's Utah, and they're going to this play out to the half wall. And you're going to watch Eichel. Eichel gets over to that. Now, he didn't rush there because this isn't a one-time option, but he's still getting out to that side of the ice. Now, I see him against Anaheim. This time it is a one-time option, and it's Eichel again on this pass. Eichel goes. So Eichel tries to get there, tries to get the stick on it, and tries to get in the way of that play. Here they are against the Colorado Avalanche. As this play goes around and comes back to the one-time option, there's Eichel again trying to get in the lane. And I know he doesn't get there. And he just gets this shot off. But all I'm trying to show is that forward is trying to get in that lane. And again, here's Eichel again. Pass comes across. He goes to this one-time option off of the wall. So we did see that kind of movement. But the other thing, because Eichel can't get there, in the example I showed on the goal, you're going to see Anderson coming to flex out too. So if he can't get in front of this, you are seeing the defenseman flex out. And so both of those things combined, if you can't get there in time, you are seeing the forward cheat. There's the forward cheating to that side. Here's Marner getting all the way over trying to get there. So clearly the forward should have gotten there on that goal, but he didn't. And you could see it even against Carolina. Sissons trying to get there. So the forward is trying to get over there on that play. It's clearly what they are trying to do for the Vegas Golden Knights. They're trying to get that forward over, and if he can't get there in time, the D is going to flex out. Remember the injury to McNabb in the first period where he gets hit in the face? Well, guess what defenseman plays the most time on the penalty kill for the Vegas Golden Knights? You guessed it, it's McNabb. Per game, time on ice, on the penalty kill, he leads all defensemen for the Vegas Golden Knights, and he could have been in that situation, and he would have read that play differently. Unfortunately, he was injured and wasn't there. This series has been exciting. Like I was the first one to say, hey, this is going to be a low-scoring, low event. Dude, I was wrong, like way wrong. This has been an unbelievable, exciting series. Both of these teams defended the way they were supposed to. They kept players to the outside. They didn't give chances in the house, and the only chances these teams got were by mistakes by their opponent. That's how critical every single play is in the Stanley Cup final. You can't make any mistakes. You can't turn the puck over. You can't miss an assignment. You can't stumble and be a little bit late. You cannot make a mistake. That's how tight this is. Sorry this got out so late, but I appreciate you watching to see what happens when all the plays that make the play on Inside the Coach's Room. I'll be here after Game 3, and it won't take me as long after Game 3 because we're not traveling. Thanks for coming Inside the Coach's Room. I'm Petey, and we'll see you at the rink.